Hey guys, I'm Vocal Explosion and I'm here with the Sirens out of Pooler City in Georgia. We're doing a little study guide video for the referee signals. The Sirens are a juniors team, by the way, they're JRDA. So here we go. Okay, so first we're gonna go over our jammer signals. Okay, there's two signals. There's lead jam and not lead jammer. So your lead jammer signal, you're going to have an L in your left hand, and your left arm is going to go straight up next to your head. While your right arm, you're going to have a pointer finger, and you're going to be skating to the side, and they're going to look like this. After your first pass, this hand will come down, but this hand will stay up, indicating that you are the lead jammer. If you don't see this hand, you are not the lead jammer. Now, not lead jammer, if you're the second one to make it through the pass and you happen to not have lead jammer, will look something along the lines of like this. A lot of refs do it differently. This is how I do it, but as long as your arms cross in front of you and then move out, kind of like that, that's really all that matters. Now when you're making this signal, you don't want to do this. No, you want to do slow and steady, smooth and clear. Okay? Okay, the next couple go hand in hand as well. It's return to your bench or return to the track. A lot of times you'll hear a referee kind of yelling, you need to go back and return to your track. What that signal looks like is you start at your chest and you push away from the track, telling you to go back to your bench. Now, if they're telling you to return to the track, they're going to invite you to come back this way. They're going to start out and pull you back in to the track. So this is return to your bench, and this is return to the track. Return to your bench, return to the track. Okay? Okay, the next couple of signals that we're going to be talking about is cutting the track and the no pass, no point, no pass, or no pass, no penalty. These kind of work hand in hand together. This is cutting. You'll take your hands and blade them and make an X in front of you. This is cutting. That is what the refs will call. They will call cutting. The no pass, no penalty, you take one hand and hold it stationary. The other hand will start at the back and move to the front and back, and front and back. And you really only need to go back to front. But sometimes you'll see people go like this. So if they're doing this, like this, where both hands are moving, they're wrong. It's one, then here. Your left hand is staying still. All right? Okay, now we're going to do some pack definition. All right, so when you see this, whether you hear no pack or not, this means no pack. Most of the time you're going to hear it rather than see it, but this means no pack. Now when the arms come back down, that means pack has reformed. Pack is here. It's not always going to look this pretty and clean like this. Sometimes it'll be here, pack could be over here, pack could be over here, pack could be extremely long, pack could be very, very tiny. This defines the ends of your pack. So when you see multiple people doing the same thing, this is kind of where the pack is supposed to be, okay? That's pack definition. Now we're going to do back block and low block. This is low block. You take your right hand with bladed hand, and touch it to your shoulder going across your chest. Don't try and do it like this because this is going to feel really uncomfortable. So do it over here onto your left shoulder. Okay? This is low block. Now a back block is literally what it looks like. You're going to push somebody. Okay? So from the side, you're going to put your hands up and as flat as you can and push out. Flat as you can and push out. That is a back block. It's not a it is a slow and steady back block. Okay? Next, we're going to do our high block penalty and our blocking with the head penalty. There is a little bit of a difference. A high block is when you are blocking somebody in their head from here up. Now, blocking with your head means you're using your head to block with. Kind of simple. So, high block, you're going to take your right arm and go just under your chin, pull down and back up, almost as if you're gonna clock yourself in the chin. So you're gonna go here and back up. That is a high block. It's not up here, it's down here. For blocking with the head, blocking with the head. Now, if you happen to see someone go like this, that is not a blocking with the head penalty. That just means there was a jammer lap point. That's all that means. This, right here on the back of your head, is blocking with the head. Okay. Next, we're gonna go over forearms and elbows. For a forearm penalty, your left arm comes up in a fist, your right hand clasps your forearm. Of course, it's a forearm penalty, so why not hold your forearm? Okay? Then after that, elbows, you literally stick your left elbow up in the air and touch it with your right hand. Okay? Okay, so in junior roller derby, there is an extra signal called hitting. It's for level 1 and level 2 bouts. It is not for level 3 because level 3 is full on, plays by WFDDA rules, all sorts of stuff like that. But level 1 and level 2 have restrictions on the hitting. So there is that extra penalty. Now all you do is you take your left hand and put it straight up with a blade, right hand with a fist, and put it together. So it looks like you're making the Karate Kid bow symbol. Okay, so it's just like that, that's hitting. And that is for level 1 and level 2 bowing. Okay? Okay, so now we're gonna go over a few more signals. We're gonna go over our multiplayer block, skating out of bounds, and out of bounds block. Now for a multiplayer block, you're gonna give yourself an upside down thumb war. You're gonna clasp your hands like this in front of your chest. Multiplayer block. That is the best way to describe a multiplayer block because you're making a link that can't be broken. As for skating out of bounds, you're gonna take your hands above your head, off to the side, twice. You're gonna kind of shoot twice. Now if they've gone out of bounds to the inside, you'll do it to your left. Outside, to your right. That way it helps indicate which way they have skated out of bounds. More for referee communication than anything, but just so you know, if you see it either way, it means the exact same thing, skating out of bounds. For out of bounds block, you're gonna take your arms and go all the way chunk like that. From one diagonal to the other diagonal. Both arms out in front and straight. Okay? That is an out of bounds block. And again, it depends on which side you're blocking out of bounds. Okay? Inside and outside. Okay? Okay, so now we're going to do a few more signals. These are a little bit more serious. The first one is one that I haven't really ever seen very often. I've seen it maybe 3 times. Is delay of game. And literally your hand is going to be flat. The other one comes down and chops it in half. Delay of game. Because you're stopping time. So it's delay of game. The next one we're going to do is misconduct and gross misconduct. This is misconduct. You're going to take your right hand, start on your left shoulder, and brush across the top of your chest from shoulder to shoulder. That is your misconduct. There are multiple penalties with that, and we'll get to that here in a minute. We'll go over that one again. But this is your general misconduct penalty, and your gross misconduct is the same thing, but then you get the thumb, which means you're out, you're gone. Insubordination, you're going to make your hand look like a ski slope, and your other hand's going to ski right down that slope, okay? Insubordination is like that. That's your inside. Not a ski slope, but you make it look like a ski slope. Okay, so next we're going to go over what you will see after every single penalty that actually sends you to the box. You're going to see a finger and a swoop sending you to the box. So from the side, it kind of looks like this, sending you to the box. So for a back block, you'll have back block, go to the box. Or cutting, go to the box. Okay, this literally just means it's a penalty, you need to go to the box. Okay, not all the time, you probably won't be using these different timeouts that we're gonna go over, but it's still important for you to know every signal that there is, so here we go. This right here is official review. You just make an O with your hands and throw it above your head. You get one of these per half unless you retain it, then you get two. Only the captain or the alternate can call this. So this is an official review. Timeouts also work the same way. Coach, not coach, but captain or alternate can call a timeout, and you just make a T. Either hand, it doesn't matter which one, just depends on which one you're more comfortable with. You just make a T. Most of the time it ends up looking like this, but you just make a T. Doesn't matter what. That's timeout. That's for a team timeout. Now an official timeout is like this. And the officials will definitely be making this symbol if they need a timeout. It's not one that you ever have to make, but it's, if you want to know what kind of timeout it is, whether it's still a team timeout or if it's turned into an official timeout, it's kind of important to know. So this right here is official timeout. Okay, some of the signals that we are discussing will have multiple penalties that go with them. So you'll see either in this corner or in this corner over here, or maybe even down across the bottom, depends on where we put them. You'll see what penalties they are and where you can find them in the rules, both in the WFDDA rules and in the JRDA rules if they apply, if I can find the information. So you'll be able to see where they are and look up the rules for yourself. Okay? So misconduct has multiple penalties, and you'll see those here. Misconduct has 4 or 5 penalties underneath it. That's kind of a newer change. It's all the exact same signal, just different wording. Now you take your hand, right hand, touch your left shoulder, and brush it across the top of your chest till you hit your right shoulder. Okay, so again, this is misconduct. All right. Okay, the next one signal we're gonna go over is your out of play signal. Again, multiple penalties can be found here. Okay, so I will give you the warning first because there's a warning for your out of play, and then you have for like when you get out of play, your warning looks like this. Okay, literally, I swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. That's exactly what you're doing right here. Okay, now it becomes a penalty when the hammer drops. So this is for your like destroying the pack and you're blocking out of play, failure to return, failure to reform. Those are straight up penalties. But if you end up getting out of play, you get that out of play warning first, and you get the chance to return. Otherwise, the hammer drops, and you get the penalty. Okay. Okay. The next penalty that we're going to go over, well, at least the signal for it, is the illegal procedures. There are multiple penalties for illegal procedures, which can be found here and here, because that's how many illegal procedures there are. One signal for all of these penalties. All right, so your signal looks like this. Quite literally, you're just rolling your hands like you're playing patty cake. Just roll your hands. That's all you gotta do, and that's for every single illegal procedure. Okay? Now we're going to go over direction of gameplay. Now there's, again, multiple penalties with this one as well, which will be found here. All right, so your penalty signal looks like this. It looks like you're kind of flipping a pancake. It's not like this, because you're not moving your elbow. Your elbow is stationary, and you're literally just flipping your hand over and over and over. Like this. Direction of gameplay. You usually get through 1, maybe 2 like this, and then you're done. But that's your direction of gameplay. Okay, so the very last thing we're going to go over is going to be when you get multiple penalties on the track. One of the referees will make sure that they are in contact with the penalty box. If you have 2 penalties, they will go like this, which means you're sitting for a whole minute. That's multiple penalties. Of course, sometimes you get 3 penalties. I've only ever seen it twice. But they'll basically go like this until they have their attention and the penalty box is communicated back that they understand that you will be sitting for more than just your 1 penalty. All right? Thanks so much for watching the video, everybody. I had fun making it. I hope you learned a little something today and maybe had some fun doing it. I'd like to thank Sam Gibson for doing all the recording and the wonderful editing she will do to this video. So hopefully we'll see you soon in the next video. We might try and start doing some rules explanations for everybody. So we'll see you later. Vocal Explosion, signing out.